I'm the one that started this club back in 1989. I ran an ad in the Model Railroader magazine. We actually had our first meeting in the food court of the Meridian Mall. Can't remember them all, but there was, I guess, about 8 of us or so that decided that we were gonna start this club. I ended up getting in charge of doing the wiring, which surprisingly I'm still doing today.
I'm originally from Western New York. I belonged to a club out there ever since I was probably about 2 years old, a club that my dad founded out there. And once I moved to Michigan, found out about this club and decided to join because I like the camaraderie between members and just getting out and being able to display trains.
I bought a train set for my son, and he got to run it about 2 times before I took it over.
We have travel layouts. We do various shows at cities from September through May. We even included the National Train Show in 2012. We took 2nd place overall in the nation that year.
I sort of look at this as a video game without the violence. We don't just run trains round and round in circles. We actually try to imagine that we're running a real railroad. So every single freight car that's on that layout has an assignment.
I'm interested in the old antique diners that existed out east, and I modeled this sawmill from where I went to college at Michigan Tech, and this is a loose representation of it. We try to keep a theme of Michigan, and we originally tried to set up in the 50s to 60s. When I built my roads here, I wanted them to be correct for the 1950s era. So I called a gentleman down in downtown Lansing. He found a book that described how the lines were in the 1950s.
These are based off of a railroad that's up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan called the Lake Superior-Nisquamish Railroad. I researched about the railroad, found out about their operations and what kind of equipment they had.
There's a lot of trial and error. You make a lot of mistakes and you redo it over and over to try to get it the way you like it to look.
A lot of the things that come from the store are non-weathered. You can go from brand new to something that looks like it's been weathered, and this particular one was all colored pencils. It's a similar kind of process as the trees where you can look at things that aren't really meant to be used for one thing, and they work quite well.
And whenever I'm walking through the fields and woods, I'm always looking for natural materials that I can turn into a tree, a shrub, a flower, a bush, or grass. What you have to do here is cut every flower off. I thought that looks kind of like a possible tree. I put an adhesive on it, throw the green stuff on, and I end up with my version of a sugar maple tree.
People collect stamps, they collect coins. A lot of model railroaders collect engines and cars, and a lot of them have hundreds.
Even guys that have layouts in their basements, some guys are really good at laying track. Some guys are excellent at scenery, but it seems like no one guy is good at everything. The guys are really good at coming together and helping each other out.
We have a strong base of membership and we are growing, and I see it going well into the future of staying that way and continue to be out there and displaying the hobby for everyone.